Hello everybody, and welcome to our first actual live study session for the book Think and Grow Rich. So today we are going to start, like I told you, we're really going to go over chapter 2, which is on desires, but I just want to give everybody a couple minutes to hop on because I know this live has been delayed all day long. I've been dealing with some of my own personal stomach issues that I have, and it's just been a heck of a day. I've spent most of my day laying on my couch, unable to move, shoving CBD and curcumin down my throat, shoving CBD in my belly button, and it's just been a day for me. So I do apologize that this live is coming so late today. It just took me the entire day to get myself off the couch and together for this. So I'm grateful that you all are here. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm so excited to dive in. Another thing before we get started, I do just want to, I've had some questions pop up in the group regarding when you guys should be reading, what you guys should be doing. So I've thought about it, and I honestly feel like you guys should be reading the chapter before we go live. Because if you read the chapter before we go live, then you can come on here and partake in the actual conversation. If you're waiting for me to go live for you to read your chapter because you want to know what I have to say about it, that's so flattering and that is so awesome, but I promise you, you will get the same results whether you wait till after or before. You know, you're going to read this for you. You're reading this for you, and if you read it before we do the live, then you can get on here and you can have the conversation and you can ask the questions that you want to ask right now while we're live, and you can connect with other people. So I would suggest reading before we go live, and then after we go live, I'll be giving you guys the additional resources and tools to go further and really dig up the stuff that we need to dig up, release the stuff that we need to release, and call in the stuff that we are trying to call into our lives. So that's kind of my advice. Read before the lives. After the lives, you can choose to do the additional exercises and resources, or you could just choose not to. That's really up to you. One of my cats is hanging out in the background. We have a beautiful, beautiful thunderstorm going on right now. And I'm hoping that the lightning stops so that tonight I can get out there and do some moon manifesting underneath the stars. I do hope it keeps raining. It's a full moon tonight, so if you guys don't know about that, I am going to do a very late night pop-up live in regards to what I do for my moon manifesting, especially during the full moon. But I don't normally do that until about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I will probably be going live right before that as I'm set up to go and do the things that I do. So you can keep a lookout for that. If you're not awake at that time, I apologize. Just come back. You know, we have a full moon every month, and every month you can use the magic that I'm going to share with you. And when I say magic, I literally believe that we are given the universal ability to call forth magic into our lives. And I believe that it's even told to us in the Bible. You know, I don't know, everybody's got their own spiritual beliefs and spiritual paths, but most spiritual teachings will teach you that there is some energetic energy that lives within inside all of us. In the Bible, it's the Holy Spirit. And, you know, Jesus in his own teachings told us that we are given the same power that created this universe lies within each of us, and we just have to learn to call and manifest it forward. So I do believe that there is magic in everything. I believe that there's magic when you set your intentions on something, and if you set your intentions and you follow that through with a ritual, so to speak, and affirmations and incantations, then you really are harnessing that energy that's within all of us. And, you know, throughout this group, I'm going to share some of my witchy magic things with you too. I love my spells. I love them. I treat them the same as I would my affirmations, and I believe that they have power. And I'm going to tell you something. If you believe in your heart that something has power, then it does. So if this is something that you're kind of like, I can't get behind this girl on that, then that's fine. That's totally fine. When I share these types of things, that's not for you. You can disregard it. But I do want to make sure that I'm sharing all areas of my life with you guys. So I am going to be giving you guys some actual incantations and rituals that you can use in your manifesting, in your releasing, and I just hope that you guys enjoy that. All right, so let's dive right into this amazing book. Now, I do know that I said we're going to start this study on the chapter with desires because the intro is kind of just a go over of things. However, I do want to sit down and just kind of point out a couple things that were in the intro that I do think is pretty important. So, basically, guys, the starting point of all achievement is to define your definitive desire and purpose and become so obsessed with that desire and obtaining it that the universe literally has no option but to bring you that desire which you are manifesting into your life, okay? So the first thing, and I have to touch on this, I have to touch on the intro a little bit, so just bear with me. I have so many notes here that I'm going to be reading from a couple passages here and then, but I'm not going to spend too much time actually in the book. Hold on, baby. Oh, he's so cute. So, the first part of the book is basically truly that thoughts are things. They're powerful things, and when they're mixed with a definiteness of purpose, persistence, and a burning desire for their translation into riches or other material objects. So our thoughts are our magic spells, guys. I want you to think of your thoughts as magic spells, not just your words, but your thoughts as well. Because every time a thought comes into your mind, you literally have the capability to either accept it or reject it. And that's very important that you know that you have that capability inside you, because our thoughts are the things that begin the process of manifestation. So if you're thinking about things that are not on the frequency that you're trying to get on, all those thoughts are doing is continually bringing you down. So we have to really work on raising our vibration, on raising our frequency, and that all starts right here in our minds. Our minds are so powerful. Our thoughts are so powerful. They're magic. Our words are magic. And you should be thinking, speaking, and breathing life into your life at all times. It does not matter. You should always be doing that in your life and everybody else's life. It says here, when a man really desires the thing so deeply that he is willing to stake his entire future on a single turn of the wheel in order to get it, he is sure to win. How many of you have such a strong desire that is rooted in your purpose that without a shadow of a doubt there's no way that this universe isn't going to bring it to you? You have to get in that mindset. You have to get in the mindset of being so deeply obsessed with obtaining your dreams, with obtaining your desires, with defining your purpose, that literally you are manifesting it into your life on a daily basis through the things that you are thinking. What are you thinking constantly? Are you constantly thinking a poverty mindset, or are you constantly thinking in an abundance mindset? A lot of us will sit on here and say that we want this big fantastic life and we want this big fantastic love and we want all these amazing positive things to happen. But if we really sit down and we take a self-inventory on what's going on in our brain, on what the mental conversation is daily, we can probably say that we aren't speaking or thinking good things into existence. We're really not, and that's just the honest truth. So it takes a lot of awareness to really start to remold the thoughts that are in your mind. So that's something that I definitely wanted to make sure that I touched on, because I think that it's so important. We sometimes will think that, well, if we're thinking it and we're not voicing it, it doesn't have the same power, but it does, because our thoughts literally become things. Everything that you're able to visualize and see in your mind has the ability to manifest itself into your life. Whether you're dreaming big or you're dreaming low, you are setting that frequency for your dreams in your mind. Okay, you guys, I have Avery here with me too. She might be hopping in at some point to share some of her insights if she would like to. Yes.
When you said dream,
go ahead, she wants to share something.
So my dream is to have a farm, be like a teacher and like a vet for all animals, and an
archaeologist.
And like on the summer, I would adventure like the world.
That's very good.
And then like my mom would live with me, so she would take care of the animals, and I'll have 3 children. 1 of my own and 2, and I will adopt 2.
Very good. So she is 8 years old, and she has already found her purpose, her definitive purpose in life. She is calling that forth through manifestation. And, you know, I just want to take a moment really quickly, too. If you're a mom or a dad on this live and you have children, your children are so magical. Your children have so much magic inside of them. I can't even tell you how many things this little girl has manifested. It's ridiculous. It's actually so ridiculous that sometimes I'll tell her no, she can't have something, and then the universe will still give it to her. And I'm like,
every carnival day, like every carnival, she says no, another ticket, cotton candy, another Ferris wheel ride.
And people just give it to her. Like, we've been places and people will walk up to her and give her things, and I'm like, what? What happened? What just happened here? It's absolutely crazy. All right, I'm going to get back to this, though, okay? So in the introduction, we do hear a couple of stories about a few people. So I want to touch on that really quick too, and tell you what I found to be the significance of that. So the Barnes story, he wanted so badly to work with Edison, and he did not give up no matter what. He had no money, little education, but what did he have? He had faith, desire, and an initiative to take action. He was constantly putting himself in an opportunity where he was able to take action to move forth onto our dreams. You know, he didn't want to be a salesman. He went there specifically looking to work not for Edison, but with Edison. But when he got there, the only position that he could find was a salesman, you know, and he didn't let that bring him down. He didn't sit there and say, no, I'm not going to take this position. I'm only going to do this for a little while. He literally said, I am going to do whatever I have to do to work with this man, because that is my desire, that is my purpose, and that is my dream. I believe that his story really teaches us that we have to be persistent with our desires. We have to be patient with our desires. Sometimes our desires are waiting for us to grow. Sometimes we have dreams that are so big, but we're not ready for them. Because if the universe gave them to us right now, we would ruin it. Like, let's be honest, there might be something in your life that you're waiting to manifest. But the truth is, if you got that right now, would you really be ready to handle it? Would you really be ready to handle the responsibility of having $1 million in your bank account? Or would you spend it foolishly? If you're looking for a relationship in love, are you really ready to handle a relationship with another human being where you have to grow continually and learn to love each other through your failures and successes? Like, are you really ready, or would you self-sabotage that opportunity if the universe brought it to you right now? So, you know, I think that the Barnes story really teaches us that the universe puts us in a place for opportunity to happen, and it's our job. It is our job to follow our intuition and stay in alignment so that when that opportunity does knock, we're ready to seize it. We are in the place. We are in the position. And we are ready to seize that opportunity. There are so many times where opportunity comes knocking on our door and we don't step up to the call of action. We don't. Or there are so many times where we want to sit here and think that we're going to manifest something into our lives, but we're not willing to put in the action that the universe is telling us that we need to take. Or maybe you don't even know how to listen. Maybe you don't even know how to listen to what the universe is telling you. Maybe you're so busy unloading all of your stuff onto the universe and constantly telling it what you want, that you're not taking the time to really sit back and listen to what it's telling you that you need to do. What do you need to do to make this happen? Because I guarantee you, whatever dream you're going for, whatever your passion and purpose is in this life, it's going to call you to grow. It's going to call you to step into a place of growth, to take inspired action. It's always going to call you to do that. And because of that, a lot of us will kind of shrink back. We'll kind of like shrink back and say, oh, this is too hard. My dreams are too big. I can't do it. And that's not true. That's not true. Maybe the you that you are right now at this moment can't do it. Okay? But the authentic you that's inside of you can do it. It 100% can. But there's something maybe that you need to learn first. Maybe there's something that you need to grow in first. And maybe you don't even know your purpose yet. And I'm going to give you guys a tool at the end of this that's going to help you to define your purpose. So I definitely, you know, I wanted to touch on the Barnes story because I think that it's amazing, because he He set out with such intent and desire on a path. And even though what he originally got wasn't what he expected or even what he wanted, he didn't give up. He didn't put a time limit on his success. He didn't say, I'm only going to stay here for this long and see how it goes. He said, no, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to see this through until I get to where I want to be. And that's exactly what it is. And it says in here, psychologists have correctly said that when one is truly ready for a thing, it puts itself into reality and appearance. So I'm asking you, your big dream, be honest with yourself. Your biggest dream, are you really ready to handle the responsibility that comes with that? Or is there something that you need to grow first? Is there something that you need to heal first? We need to be constantly taking a self-inventory of our heart and our soul to realize where we're at, where we want to go, and what's needed to make the connection in between the two. The universe doesn't just give you everything you want. It makes you work for it. It makes you work for it, and I'm grateful for that, and you should learn to be grateful for that too. Okay, so it says here, when the opportunity came, it appeared in a different form and from a different direction than Barnes had expected. That is one of the tricks of opportunity. It has a sly habit of slipping in by the back door, and often it comes in the form of misfortune or temporary defeat. And this is perhaps why so many fall victim to recognized opportunity. I can almost guarantee you that because it's happened to me 1,000 times. It's happened to me 1,000 times that I have wanted something so badly from the universe. And the universe was willing to give it to me. It put the right things in my path. And it set me on the right direction. And then it brought me to something that I was going to have to overcome. And I said, no. Not going to do it. So you know what happens? The universe says, okay, we could stay here for a while. Not right now, baby. We could stay here for a while and we can wait until you're ready because I got all day. That's literally what the universe says. The universe says, I have your entire lifetime to help you get to where you want to go. How fast we get there is entirely up to you and how involved you want to be in this process. We are involved in the process. We don't just wish for something, put it out into the universe, and then hope that it happens. Okay? We don't just hope that it happens. We have to be a part of it. And there are some things in here too that there's actually 3 things in this book that I actually disagree with. So I can't wait till we get to those parts of this. The next story we have is the Darby story in the introduction. And that is where this miner was literally 3 feet from gold. And he gave up and decided to go somewhere else. How many of you have given up right before something amazing happened because the struggle was too hard, the mountain was too big to climb? How many? I've done it so many times, and every time the universe is like, I'm gonna bring it back. All right, we took 10 steps forward, you weren't ready, we're gonna take 2 steps back and wait for you. I mean, how many times have you gone after something and you just gave up because it wasn't happening as quick as you had hoped, or things weren't lining up exactly as you had hoped? And I do want to also stop and backtrack just a moment and say, yes, there are times where you're meant to get off the path that you're on. There are times where, if you're struggling and you keep hitting a wall, yes, you may need to completely redirect your path, not just back up and realize what you need to learn. So that is something that comes with learning to listen to your intuition, learning to connect to your guides, and really get a clear understanding of your purpose. That was something that was really big for me. I mentioned it in my other video that I was pushing so hard in my network marketing company for so long because I thought that was my purpose. But I actually had to learn that that's my vehicle. It was my vehicle to finance my purpose. It was my vehicle to open my mind through its mentorship. So, sometimes we do have to stop and go somewhere else. But this is where you have to learn to connect with the universe so you can listen to what it's telling you to do. So what happened? What happened with Darby? So he sold his equipment to a junk man. The junk man got help from a professional, and he struck gold. he struck gold. And I think that's another really important thing that we need to learn here is that sometimes when you don't know what to do, it's really important that you put down your ego and you go and you get help from somebody who's more knowledgeable or who has done this before. You know, every path that we're going on and that we're going down in life is specific to our soul-centered heart truth. However, somewhere out there in this universe, there is another human being who has done and overcome some of the things that you're trying to do. Maybe they don't have the same dream. You know, I can guarantee that there probably aren't many people in this world who have the same dream and passions as me. I want to own a large farming plot of land where I can have a community atmosphere. I want to have multiple homes on my property where multiple families live, and we have a community garden where I want to have a wildlife rescue where I also teach people the importance and break the stigma of certain wildlife animals. My daughter wants to have an orphanage, so that will go on our property. You know, my daughter wants to have a learning center, so that will go on our property. I want to create a community of like-minded moms and create this homeschool co-op outreach program all across the world. So I can guarantee that maybe there aren't some people who have the same exact passion, purpose, and desire as me, but I do know people who have started their own foundations, who have bought their own properties through their organizations, who have set up homeschool groups. So when I get to a place where I feel like I'm stuck in my journey and I really don't know what to do, I look for who's around me that can help me, and I look for that guidance. So that's something that the Darby story also taught me is, number one, you don't give up. You don't give up because you never know how far away you are from reaching your dreams. And number two, if you come into a roadblock that you can't handle on your own, you look for help, you look for resources, but you don't ever give up. Okay? We do not accept defeat and failure. That is going back to that victim mentality, and we just do not do that here. So let's keep on moving. Let's keep on moving. And I'm so sorry if I keep looking down just to catch my place here. And we're going to read from the Darby passage. I'll let you share that once we're done, okay? Before success comes in any man's life, he is sure to meet much temporary defeat and perhaps some failures. When defeat overtakes a man, the easiest, most logical thing to do is to quit. That is exactly what the majority of people do. So I'm going to ask you right now, are you a quitter? I'm guarantee you that there's things in your life that you have quit before. But I'm asking you to make the commitment, not just for this 30 days, but for your entire lifetime on this planet, to never give up on yourself. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Don't ever give up on your purpose, because, guys, that's what we're here for. If you really want to find happiness and you really want to fall in love with everything that this universe has to offer you and feel the magic, then we cannot accept defeat and failure. We have to constantly be pushing forward in our growth, in our healing, in whatever area you need to obtain your desires. So the greatest success came just one step beyond the point at which defeat had overtaken them. And that's so true. You know, it's so true in every story. I mean, let's look at every underdog story and movie ever written. When does the success come? The greatest success comes just after they are riddled with defeat. The greatest success comes in that moment. I mean, I'm just going to refer to sports movies right now because that's what's coming to my head. Every sports movie that I have ever watched, there is always a scene where the team is down and out, they're losing by a lot, it doesn't look like they're going to come back into the game, and what scene do they cut to? What do they cut to? They cut to the locker room. They cut to the powwow where you have the coach or the athletes inspiring and telling you, don't give up. We can do this. We're not going to accept defeat. We're going to get out there and give it our all because at least we know we tried. And what happens? They come back with a vengeance, with a fiery vengeance, and they have victory. So if you've quit on your dreams, if you've quit on your purpose, just stop. Decide right now that for the rest of your life, you're going to be committed. You're going to be committed to finding your authentic self, to finding your soul-centered truth, and to bringing that forth so that you can share it with the world. That's right. Success always comes when it seems that things are the hardest because we need to push through. Listen, if you are going to go out into this world and inspire others, you have to understand that nobody wants to be inspired by somebody who's never gone through their own shit. Like, let's just be honest. Every single person who has reached amazing success has gone through something at some point in their life. And it's that part of their story that creates a beautiful testimony for the next person who's going down that path. Your struggles are setting you up for success if you learn to use them properly, because they will become your testimony and they will become your story, and people will be influenced by you by that. People will be inspired to know what you've overcome and how you've done it. Please, please don't ever give up on yourself. Don't ever give up on your dreams. That is just so important. So the next thing I want to talk about here is success consciousness versus failure consciousness. This is a pretty simple, I feel like this is, I'm so sorry guys if I get if I slow down or I take a deep breath. My stomach is really just not being my friend today. So I do greatly apologize for that. It's a little bit hard for me to focus with my stomach hurting so much, but I made a commitment to you guys, and I am going to be here to see the commitment through no matter what. No matter what. I mean, I might be going to the hospital tonight if this doesn't stop, and if I end up being there for my next live, then that's where I am. I am going to stay committed to you guys. I'm bringing my laptop and my notebooks with me to the hospital, no matter what. So the next thing I just want to talk to you guys about is success comes to those who become success conscious. Failure comes to those who indifferently allow themselves to become failure conscious. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That means that when these dreams come, when your purpose comes, it's going to be really big. It's going to be so big that you're going to be like, holy crap, I don't know how I'm going to do this. How am I supposed to do this? And it's in that moment that you have to decide, where are you going to project your thoughts? Where are you going to direct that energy? Are you going to direct it towards what you can't do and all the reasons why it might not work out? Or are you just going to keep charging forward with an unwavering, enduring faith in this purpose that you've been given? Because like I said before, if the universe visually gives you something, like when I got my vision for my Mindful Mom connection, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was meditating, and I was filled with so much energy that I just dropped to my knees and I cried. I cried out of pure gratitude. And then do you know what happened? I realized how big my dreams were, and it scared the living shit out of me. It made me so scared to step into this place, because I knew that I was going to have to grow. I knew that I was going to have to do some really big things. However, the first thing I had to learn to do was change my thoughts around it, because it's really easy when you're in a high vibe energy, when you're in a high vibe place, to stay focused on your desires and your goals. But when you're not feeling well, when you have something going on in your life, it's really easy to go into a low vibe place. And when we start going towards that low vibe energy, our brain notices that because our frequency is lowering. And that's when all of these thoughts creep in, and they're like, well, how are you going to do this? What are you going to do? You don't have the money to do that. And you just start to think of all these things, and that is failure consciousness. If you are spending any time focusing your energy on the places where you can fail, then you're going to fail. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't plan for failure, because you should. You should 100% plan for failure, because you've got a 50-50 chance of failing as you go through this process, okay? And when you fail, you got to get back up, and then that changes the percentages a little bit more in your favor. But the truth is, if we don't plan to fail, when we fail, it's going to be even harder to pick ourselves back up. But I want you to plan for failure, and then don't ever look at it again, okay? Literally, write down all the things that can go wrong, and then next to them, write down every strategy you're going to use to get through it if it does. Then I want you to put that paper away, and I don't want you to think about it. I don't want you to even think about it, because you know what? You've planned. You've planned. So if any level of failure happens, you know you have something. You can pull it out. You can say, all right, this is what we're going to do. I came up with strategies. This is what we're going to do now. But that's it. That's it. You can move forward knowing that you're prepared for failure, and you can think only about the things that will bring you success. And then as you're going down that path and one of those little failure thoughts pops into your head, you can say, nope, I already planned for that. I'm good. It's not going to happen anyway. It's not going to happen anyway. But even on the off chance that it does, I'm prepared to overcome that. So I don't even need to spend my energy worried about it and wasting my time on it. I'm going to go and redirect my energy towards my success, towards my goals. Because every time you sit in a place of failure consciousness, you're not aligned. You're not going to get inspired action from the universe, and you're not going to be able to push forward. So if you're somebody who's going after a really big dream right now, you're scared probably, and you're nervous about all the things that can go wrong. But I am telling you, plan for them, take that nervous anxiety out of the equation, and then put your focus and your energy on only the good things that are to come ahead. So that is how I feel about success and failure consciousness. I would love to know, it's hard for me to keep up with the comments because of the way that the phone is, but I would love for you guys to be talking to each other, conversing with each other. Put your thoughts in here. I do see some of them as they pop up, and as I can see them, I will address them, and then afterwards I'll go back through and address more. So the next thing I want to tell you is, my stomach hurts. I don't want to tell you that. So we have to really understand that limitations are a form of foolishness. You are born into this universe with absolutely zero limitations on your potential. Zero. The people that put the limitations on you probably don't even realize that they did it. Your parents, your schooling, your society, your church. So many people like to project their limitations onto us, and at some point we accept that as our truth, and in doing that we literally put a cap on our potential. So what we need to do first of all is realize where those limiting beliefs are coming from. Where are those limiting beliefs? What created those core wounds, and what is the things that are triggering us? Because once we start to realize those things, we can start to work on them, and we could start removing. Thank you, Peppermint. I have to tell you, I use my CBD oil on my stomach. I put it in my belly button. I've literally had oil in my belly button for like the last 24 hours. And then I take CBD and curcumin medicine for the inflammation. But yes, peppermint is also really good for your stomach. Peppermint, I drink peppermint tea. So I am all like stomach holistic health out over here today. But so I forgot what I was saying. But limitations are a form of foolishness. And, a lot of times too, you guys, we put limitations on our dreams because we don't understand how we're going to achieve them. I want to tell you a secret. I just realized this past week that I put a limitation on my finances without even realizing it. I said my goal was going to be to make $10K in sales in my business, my network marketing business. And anybody who's in network marketing, you know that 10K in sales doesn't equal 10K in income. It equals about 5K in income in the company that I'm with. But then I realized, the Lord said to me and the universe said to me, and you guys should know that I am a very spiritual person, so I will use God, Lord, universe, all in conjunction with one another, because I believe in God, but I believe in Him as a universal consciousness, and I believe in a lot of the teachings in the Bible. However, I also believe in a lot of the teachings that were taken out of the Bible. So if you've never looked into that, I do your own research, because it's pretty interesting, the other things that Jesus taught His disciples that we were not privy to because the Catholic Church decided they didn't want us to know about it. So I could do a whole talk on that, but I'm trying to not offend anybody our first week here. So a lot of us will put a cap on our limitations because we do. Oh, I remember where I was. Sorry. I'm going to back up again. So I was thinking 10K in sales in my business, which would have equaled 5K in income for me for the month. And the universe said, honey, you still don't get it, do you? And I was like, what? And they're like, you don't need a company to make that kind of income. You're going to do it all by yourself. You're going to do it all by yourself. And while I've been talking to my friends, it's really funny because out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, I found myself telling people by December I'm going to be generating $10K a month in income from self-generated sources. And I said that to about 4 different people before I actually realized that I was saying it. And I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I guess I'm going to do that. Like, that's pretty awesome. So we put limitations on ourselves, and we don't even realize that we do that. The other thing that I just want to tell you is to just stop refusing to believe what you don't understand. A lot of us, hold on 1 second, my belly. I got to take a drink of water. Oh, I didn't know where Avery went. Oh. Baby, can you get me more water, please?
There's no, well, there's a little water in the filter.
Okay, can you fill it up then?
Okay.
Thank you. She's been such a great help to me these past 24 hours while I haven't been feeling well. She was so cute last night taking care of me.
I'm nurse mindful.
Mm-hmm. She's nurse mindful today. She has her own YouTube channel, Little Miss Mindful, so that's where that comes from. But so a lot of us will put caps on our limitations and on our beliefs, or put limitations on our beliefs and our passions because we don't know how we're going to do them. We don't understand. And I'm here to tell you that that's not your job. It's not your job to understand how the universe is going to bring these things to you, because when you get into alignment, the universe brings these things to you. It's just the way that it works. When you get on a higher frequency and you start vibrating higher and you start doing the things that the universe asks you to do, it's just going to bring other things to you. You know, you guys, I haven't been putting any focus into my network marketing business for the past week because I've been so focused on this course, because I really felt that that's where my soul was calling me to be. And in that time, the universe has been so lovely to bring me new customers in my business every single day. And it's people that I talked to a long time ago that they just never followed through. And now all of a sudden, all of these people are following through. And it leads me to believe that they're following through because I'm finally focused on where I'm supposed to be focused on. And I'm going forward with my dreams regardless of how I know I'm going to do it. And as you do that, the universe will give you ideas. It will give you visions. I had a vision in my mind that come next March, I'm going to own my farm. I am going to full out own my farm. I have absolutely no idea how the frick it's going to happen, but I know for a fact it's going to happen. And, you know, I had this beautiful idea on the way home the other day about how I'm going to make it happen. And when the idea came to me, I was like, yep, that's it. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly how I'm going to do it. But I had no idea how I was going to do it up until that point. But I definitely was going around for like a month telling people, I'm buying a farm. I'm going to own a farm. And I mapped out what animals I'm going to have, what types of buildings I'm going to have. Like, I have a very clear, beautiful, vivid picture in my head of my farm. And it's going to happen, even though I don't know how. The universe will give you pieces and drips and drops. And it's our job to decipher which ones we have to move on right away and which ones we have to let sit in our hearts and kind of like marinate for a little while and get soaked up with that great energy. Thank you so much, baby. Thank you. Okay, don't spill it. Oof. So I'm just want to tell you guys, don't put a cap on your success. Don't ever put a cap on your success. And, you know, they say that when you know your desire, when you know your true desire and you're able to understand the principles in this book as well as the laws of the universe, just know it's going to happen. Know it's going to happen. Focus on the hope. Focus on the positive. Don't ever focus on the fear. Okay? Don't ever focus on your fears because they're going to bring you down. Focus on what inspires you and you will automatically be lifted up. Now, there's also another part in here that I absolutely love, and then we're done with the intro. I wanted to keep this to a certain amount of time, and I did not. I'm so sorry. So they talk about magnetizing our minds, and I just want to talk about this because I feel like this is so important. I feel like this is kind of almost science. And there is science behind manifestation, you guys. The CIA, like literally, if you don't know this, you need to know this. The CIA did a study. They did research. They did experiments on manifestation. They did experiments on a lot of crazy things that have to do with the universal laws and properties. And if you don't know about that, then you need to look into that, because this is real. It is real not only on a soul, universal, mental, emotional level. It is real on a physical plane. Okay? And that has been tested and tried true time and time again by some of the most brilliant, magnificent minds on this freaking planet. All right? So the one thing I want to talk about here too is you are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. So what do they say that means? We have the power to control our thoughts, okay? So I want to try to just summarize this a little bit. So it says he should have told us that the ether in which this little earth floats, in which we move and have our being, is a form of energy moving at an inconceivably high rate of vibration. And that the ether is filled with a form of universal power which adapts itself to the nature of the thoughts we hold in our minds and influences us in natural ways to transmute our thoughts into physical equivalents. Guys, if you're biblical, if you're in the church, that's the Holy Spirit, all right? We all have this energy inside of us, and I'm going to go back to the Bible again, because it's like the time and true teaching, right? It's the time and true teaching that has surpassed centuries. So in the Bible, it tells us that the same magic, and I'm going to use the word magic even though it's not in the Bible, the same energy that was used to create this world lives within each and every single one of us. And it lives within us for the sole purpose of giving us the power to call forth that same creator energy. You are a creator. Creator, however you say it. Okay, we have this energy inside of us. It's the same energy that God used to create this amazing universe that we live in. We have this energy inside of us and we waste it. We let this energy go wasted and unfulfilled by not following our passion, not following our desires, and not stepping into our potential. Okay? This power makes no attempt to discriminate between destructive thoughts of poverty just as quickly as it will influence us to act upon thoughts of riches. So you guys, negative thoughts lead to poverty, scarcity. Do you have a scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset? Are you living in success consciousness or failure consciousness? Where is your mind spending most of its time? Be honest with yourself and take inventory of it. Our brains become magnetized with the dominating thoughts with which we hold in our minds, and by means with which no man is familiar, these magnets attract to us forces, the people, the circumstances of life which harmonize with the nature of our dominating thoughts. You are literally attracting what your dominating thoughts are. So if you're spending 20% of your day filling your brain with influential positivity and going after your desires, guess what you're going to get? You're not going to get it, because you're only spending 20% of your energy on it. You need to be spending at least 80%, if not all of your energy, focusing on the positive. Listen, it's impossible to focus 100% of your energy on the positive, because we all have moments, we all have stories, we all have circumstances, we all have things that have happened to us. But you have to make a commitment and a decision to be focusing 80% of your energy onto those positive thoughts so that you can attract the positive things into your life that you want to desire. Okay, making it through this. We need to maintain a spirit of open-mindedness and remember as we read that I can't even read this. I can't feel good right now. Oh, sorry, you guys. I'm having a moment. I got this. Ugh. Okay. All right. But basically, we want to remember to maintain an open mind as we read this book, and understand that all of this book is compiled from stories of hundreds of people that have had success. So have an open mind. Some of you are going to come onto these studies and you're going to hear what I say and you're going to say, no, that's not for me. No, I don't believe that. But the truth is that this book has been time tested. It has been time tested, okay? The Bible has been time tested, because I'm going to refer back to that a lot, because I think that it is the one thing that we have in this world for centuries that really tells us about the magic of this universe, but it's not looked at that way, and I think that that is such a shame. I think that that is such a shame that so many people who spend their lives in the church look down on people who use essential oil, sage, and crystals. So that is something that I am going to bring to the forefront quite a bit here. And the last thing that I want to talk about really quickly from the intro is the letter that they have on the end here, where it says that you should be constantly taking an inventory, a self-inventory, so that you can compile an unbiased picture of our faults and our virtues. Guys, we have to know where we shine. We have to know where we're strong, but we also have to know where we're weak. And having a weak point is not a weakness. Okay? Having a weak point means that you have something to work on. It means that you have room for growth. Don't look at your weak points as something that's holding you back. Look at it as something that can push you forth into your growth. Oh no, it's definitely not my appendix. This has been going on for about a year now. I had a flare-up really bad last night, and it's just not going away. So it happens sometimes. One time I had a flare-up for like 4 days, and it was just like a ridiculous form of torture for me. I can no longer eat red meat. That's when I found that out. So let's dive into desire now. Desire. Desire is so important. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't know about your desire, if you don't know what your purpose is, if you don't know what you want in your life, one of the tools that I'm going to be giving you guys tonight is something called the Creating Clarity Worksheet. And this is a tool that's really going to help you to look at your current state, look at where you currently are, look at your one-year goals, why these goals are important, the skills you need to achieve these goals. But I want you to take this further. In my paid course, I do take this a lot further, and I have separate sheets. However, this one I'm going to give to you guys for free with the study that we're doing. But I want you to go past your one-year goals. I want you to take this 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 25 years. Really do a sheet for every single junction in your life, because you're going to need to figure out why your goals are important. You're going to need to figure out the skills that you need to achieve these goals, your passions, your dreams. What do you need to do to really facilitate that coming forth into your life? You know, whatever the mind of a man can believe, it can achieve, but it all starts with desire. If the universe planted a seed within your heart, within your soul, and you can visually see and feel that thing, whatever it is, the universe wants to give it to you. The universe wouldn't have given you that vision and dream and planted that seed of passion in your soul if it didn't believe that you had everything capable within you to achieve it. Desire is a definiteness of purpose, okay? So I know the sheet that I'm going to send you is going to have goals on it, and that's just because that's the way that it is for the course that I run. However, I want you to look at your desire and your purpose different from your goal. Like, my desire, my life's purpose is to inspire the masses to become more mindful individuals on a universal soul level through kindness, compassion, self-love, and generosity. And, you know, I have goals. My goals are to own my own farm. My goals are to start my rescue organization. My goals are to start my youth foundation. My goals are to get my JMT coaching certification so I can be a certified personal life coach. However, those goals are not my purpose. My purpose is separate from my goals. The things that I desire are separate from my goals. So we also have to be very clear to make that line and really understand the difference between your purpose, your desire, and your goals, because they're quite different things. And a lot of us just look at our goals. We just look at our goals and where we want to be and what we want to do, but your purpose is so much bigger than that. So I hope that through this book and through this course, you find your purpose and you're able to use the tools that we give you to really go after and call that purpose into your life. So let's get started in on desire. Hold on one second. Yeah, baby, what do you want to say? When I'm done, okay? When I'm done, I'll let you show that. She's so interested to show you guys what she's working on in her own little mindful journey over there. So desire is not a hope. It's not a wish. Definite desire transcends everything. It transcends everything, and we need to make it the dominating dream for our life in order for it to be transpired into reality. So it's not a hope. It's not a wish. You know, hoping and wishing for something doesn't make it happen. It doesn't. But when you have a definite desire and a definite purpose, and you can feel that so deeply within your heart, and then you use your intuition to get into alignment with what the universe wants you to do, we are able to manifest so much more into our lives. We are able to bring forth that reality because that desire is so strong. That desire is so strong that we know it's going to happen. When you hope for something and when you wish for something, you don't really believe it's going to happen. You're kind of giving it like a 50-50, 70-30 type of chance. But when you have a definiteness of purpose and you know without a shadow of a doubt what your purpose and desires are in this universe for your lifetime, you're going to get it. You're going to get it because you're removing all doubt. You're removing all doubt out of the equation, and you are telling the universe, I know that this is what I'm here for. I know that this is what I'm supposed to do, and I know that I'm going to achieve these things. I'm not wishing. I'm not hoping. I'm not waiting. I am doing it right now. Get out there right now and listen to what the universe is calling you to do, and tell the universe that you're ready to do the things that it wants you to do to reach the level that you need to reach to obtain your dreams, you guys. Have a definite desire. Place all of your energy, willpower, and focus on obtaining that desire. Plan for the desire. Plan it. I have literally mapped out my dream home. I have mapped out my dream home. Before I found my soulmate, I mapped out the things that I deserved in a soulmate. I map out everything. I draw it out. This is why we do vision boards. But I implore you to take it a step further. Take it a step further and draw your dream home. Draw your dream property. Draw the characteristics of your dream person, your dream business. Really sit down and paint a visual picture. Come up with a plan and come up with a commitment. Come up with a commitment to yourself so that you know when the going gets tough and things get hard, you can come back. You can come back to your plan of action. And you could say, no, this is my mission statement. This is my desires. These are my goals, and they were given to me by this universe for a reason, and I'm going to call them forth, and I'm going to continually remember and believe in that because I was given this dream for a reason. Know it. Feel it. Feel it so deep within your soul that if somebody comes to you and they say, that's so silly. How are you going to do that? That's so silly. You can't do this. You can look them dead in the face and you could say, watch me. Watch me do it. Really, guys, you have to be that strong. You have to be that cemented and rooted in your purpose that you know without a shadow of a doubt, without all the negativity, without all the naysayers, that no matter what, the universe is going to bring that to fruition. You have to know. Know that you know that you know that it is where you're supposed to be in your life, no matter how long it takes to get there or what it takes to get there. Know where you're going. Have a very clear, definitive picture of it. Plan it out, map it out, and focus all of your energy into achieving those desires. All right? That is so freaking important, you guys. It is so important for us. You know, I'm just breathing hard again. It's okay. I get really excited, and then my stomach's like, whoa, girl, slow down, girlfriend, slow down.
It's like a horse.
It's like a horse. My stomach is not like a horse.
No, like when like you get.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. Whew. All right, so it says in here that wishing will not bring riches, but desiring wishes with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire those riches and backing those plans with persistence. I put inspired action in my book, and persistent inspired action, which does not recognize failure, will bring riches. That's another key thing. There's no such thing as failure unless you give up. So if you fall down, if things don't go the way as planned, don't look at it as failure. Look at it as a learning step, a building block, a new level of awareness that's been opened up to you. Stop looking at it as failure, and failure won't come to you anymore. I promise you that. When you stop looking at your struggles as failures, and you start looking at them as the beautiful learning lessons and stepping stones that they are, magic will happen and you won't be faced with that failure anymore. Like, I'm being honest with you guys. It's not that easy because it takes a lot to change our thought pattern and to change our mindset and to get rid of those limiting beliefs. But as you work through this process, it's really that easy to manifest things into our lives. And we think it takes so much more than it really does. So stop thinking about failure the way that you're looking at it. Shift your paradigm, shift your belief, shift how you look at failure. And then the next thing they do in this book is they give you 6 steps to calling your desires into reality. So they say the first step is to fix your mind on the exact amount of money that you desire. So something I'm also going to give you guys is it looks so much prettier when I post it or when I email it. My computer ran out of ink. So I'm also going to give you the Creating Financial Clarity. I'm going to give you guys step 1, in this course. So creating financial clarity begins with mindfully crafting your money story. So we're going to go over this and we're going to literally break down the desired amount of income that you want to have. We are going to break it down on this beautiful piece of paper that you can hold on to and look at. You want to be as definitive in the amount as you can. And like I said, don't put a lid on it. Don't put a lid on it, because the first time when I did the Think and Grow Rich workbook a few months ago, I literally put a cap on my exponential because I didn't believe or see how I could create more than that. And I am blessed to know that I'm going to create so much more than that and above and beyond. So don't put a cap on that. The next thing you're going to do is determine exactly what you intend to give in return. And we have that on here. What are some things this income will be able to do for you and others? How will these things change your life and the lives of those around you? Guys, this goes back to what I said the other day. It's the law of reciprocity. It's the law of contribution. We have to be willing to give. The church says you have to tithe 10% because that's their beliefs. But the truth is the universe wants you to give. It wants you to be a giver. So whatever you're getting, you should be giving some percentage of that back. Whether it is, if somebody's pouring into you and you're learning and you're getting education and you feel like it's valuable, you should be pouring that into somebody else. Okay, it doesn't always have to be a monetary thing. You can give your time to another individual. You should always be giving back and forth if you're wishing to get. So if we're wishing to gain financial income, what's something we need to be ready to do? We need to be ready to give. We need to be ready to give. And now I'm not going to sit here and say you have to give to your church, because in my opinion, you don't if it's not where your heart is being led. You can give to organizations that do good work around this world. You can go and give your time. Maybe you don't have a financial thing to give right now. Go and give your time to help other people that are in a less fortunate situation than you. And you will quickly realize how fortunate you are. So, what are some of the things that you're going to do with this income when you get it? What are some of the things, and I also want to tell you, first of all, please take income. Don't let it be everything. Don't let the income be everything. And that is something actually that I have an issue with right now in this part of the book, is because I think that if we are actually able to take our focus off of the monetary factor, and we're able to take our focus off of that part of our goal in the big picture, that the universe will actually bring things to you a lot more quickly. That's just my personal opinion, because I also feel like sometimes when we focus too much on the financial gain, that kind of puts a barrier up between what is actually trying to come to you. we become too focused on the financial and we stop focusing on the help that we're giving to other people. And the universe doesn't ever want that. And, you know, that's something for me that's a really big deal, which is exactly why I'm happy that I'm doing this course. I'm so happy that before I launch my personal development coaching company in September after I'm certified, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I'm blessed that I'm able to get on here and pour all of this knowledge and information into you guys for absolutely free. I'm so grateful that I'm able to give this back to you guys. But I know without a shadow of doubt in my mind that by doing all of this giving this month, when I launch my personal development program next month, I mean, my results are going to be phenomenal. They're going to be so phenomenal. And I have to also tell you that every time that I've taken money out of my business has grown. Every time that I've been able to take money out of the equation for my business and really focus my business on people, because that's what the universe really wants. The universe doesn't want us focused on money. The universe wants us focused on helping other people and helping to change this world. And as you step into your power and as you step into your authenticity and as you go out there and you do these things to inspire the world, the universe is going to give you the funds needed to achieve your dreams. The universe doesn't want you to be broke. The universe doesn't want you to be broke. The universe wants you to achieve your dreams. And the universe knows that in order to achieve those dreams, some of us, we freaking need money. Let's be honest. So if the universe wouldn't have planted a seed in my head of owning my own farm if it didn't think that I could create the money to own my own farm. Like, it's really that simple. The universe wouldn't give you a dream for a brand new house if it didn't already know that you have the capability within you to call forth those finances. Like, guys, I know that this specific exercise is focused around money, but I really want you to take the time in this exercise to focus around what you're going to do for other people, because that's really where it is. That's really where it is, okay? When you can take your focus off of yourself and your own personal gain and redirect that energy towards how you're going to help other people, the universe will give you more. The universe is going to give you more because it wants you to continue helping people. It wants you to continue pouring into other people and pouring into other areas that need your help. And the universe knows that we can't do that when we're living in a broke place. So please don't let your focus constantly be around money. That's something I'm going to be so clear about here. So we're going to determine what you're going to give. Establish a definite date. So for me, I knew that by December 2020, I am making $10K a month of self-generated income. By March of 2021, I don't want to. Sorry, I'm taking one out of the equation. I am going to have my own farm property. I have a date. I told the universe my date. I didn't say, okay, I want to make $10K a month. And the universe is like, all right, cool. We could wait till you're like 50. That sound good? I'll be sitting there I told the universe I wanted this. Why aren't I getting it? Well, you didn't tell it when. You didn't give it a date. And be realistic. Be realistic in your date. You know, if I was to sit here and say, I'm going to own my own farm next month, I absolutely know that is not going to happen. Unless somebody gifts me a farm, I know that's not going to happen. But so I'm going to be realistic. Be realistic to some degree. Just like that much, okay? We have to be some level of realistic in our dreams, okay, you guys? So establish a date, create a plan. You need a plan. You can't achieve anything without a plan. We talked about having a plan for failure. Have a plan for success. How are you going to achieve the goals you're writing down? How am I going to achieve 10K a month in my own personal self-generated income? This is income outside of my network marketing business. How am I going to do that? I've mapped it out. I've planned it out. I know my different sources of income and how I'm going to formulate them and create this beautiful web of different streams of income where I constantly have money flowing in, but that money, guess what? It's going to flow in and it's going to go back out. It's going to flow and it's going to go out. I'm going to get money in. I'm going to put it into my organization. That organization is going to help people. I'm going to get money in. It's going to flow. We have to get into this nice, beautiful, flowing place with the universe. And as we do that, you will notice that it's easier to let go. It's easier to let go of that money and give it to things because your heart feels good. And you also understand that you're going to give away $100 and you're going to get 1,000 back. Because that's how the universe works. You give away $1,000, you'll get 10,000 back. That's how the universe works. But we're so afraid to give. We're so afraid to give. Why? Why are you afraid to give? If you're afraid to give, then you're living out of a scarcity mindset. You are living, let me tell you something. When I used to go to church religiously every Sunday, I honestly don't go to church anymore because I know the bigger picture, to be quite honest with you. I'm not trying to sound cocky or rude. I just know the bigger picture. And I know that even though I love the energy in my church, there are certain things that I don't agree with. So I keep my energy where my energy is supposed to be. But oh my goodness, my belly. No, baby, not yet. Hold on, guys. I'm so sorry. I just need 1 second.
Need water?
No, honey, I have my water. Okay, I'm back. I'm okay. All right, you guys. I'm so sorry about that. Ooh, okay. So we're gonna have our plan. We're gonna have our plan to get us to where we need to go. And then we're going to write out a clear statement. And I'm actually going to give you guys, I don't have the PDF printed out just yet, but I'm going to give you guys something called your desire statement. And I really want you to fill this out. Fill it out, hang it up, and look at it every day. Keep it in your pocket if you have to. Keep it in your purse. Keep it somewhere where you're going to take it out every single day, and you are going to look at this. You're going to read it out loud. They say twice daily. I'm going to tell you to read it every single time doubt creeps into your mind. Every single time that some form of self-doubt creeps into your mind, I want you to pull out this statement, your desire statement. You're going to pull it out and you're going to say, no, this is exactly what I'm manifesting into my life. This is exactly what I'm doing. And I'm not going to slip into that failure fear mindset. I'm just not going to do it. So they give you 6 really awesome steps to do this. And I'm going to give you 2 tools that you can use as a resource as you're going through these steps. I'm getting like hot flashes over here. It's crazy, guys. It is so crazy. At least you guys are going to be on with me for this journey of health. I go to the doctors on August 20th, so hopefully we'll find out what is going on in my life because, gosh, this is not a fun place. And if any of you are out there dealing with a chronic illness or anything going on, my heart just goes out so much to you. And I just want to tell you that even on the days that you're feeling low and you're having a hard time and you're struggling, that you can do this. You can most certainly do this because your dreams are out there and they are waiting for you. And you should not let anything hold you back. Even if you're not feeling well, do a little something every day to get you closer to your dreams. Whew. The other thing I want to tell you is that people are going to think you're crazy. When you start putting your dreams out into the world and you really start believing in them, the people that know you or think they know you are going to think you're crazy. Look at that story about Marconi. I think that's how you say his name. Marconi, his friends actually had him committed into an insane asylum because he believed that he could transfer messages over radio waves. People didn't believe him. They thought he was absolutely flipping out of his bird, out of his mind, and they locked him up in a mental institution for it. People are going to think you're crazy because guess what? It takes a lot of guts to go after your dreams, and other people don't do it. And because they don't do it, they don't think that you can do it. They don't believe in your dreams. They don't believe in your dreams because it's not their dream. Stop looking for outside validation on your dreams from somebody who doesn't have the same freaking dream as you. Stop. Stop. I keep my dreams very close to my heart. I keep them very guarded because I am not going to let anybody else's perspective taint these beautiful visions that I've been given for my soul's purpose. So when you come to a point where you realize your desires and you realize your dreams, I don't want you to let anybody tell you you can't do it. I mean, we spent so much time in the beginning of this video saying that we're not even going to let ourselves talk us out of it. So why the F would you let somebody else talk you out of it? But let's be honest, we do. How many of us do we let our parents stop us? How many of us, I do Reiki as well. This is something that I've just been going through. It's so crazy. But how many people let our friends talk us out of our dreams? Our spouses, I cannot tell you how many women I talk to and they don't pursue their passion because their spouse doesn't support them. What the F do you need their support for? The universe is supporting you. Do it. Do it. And then when you do it, then they're going to want to support you. So at some point you'll have your support. Don't worry about it. Really, don't worry about other people giving you validation for your dreams. The fact that you have them is enough validation alone, and that should be enough to cement them in concrete. Seriously, stop looking for outside validation from every single person. Stop. I had a friend today. I love her so much. And we were talking about some things, and we were talking about witchy things, and she got some sage, and I told her to let her daughters, her young children, be involved in the saging process. And she was like, well, they call me a witch. And I'm like, you are. So what? So what? We all have magic inside of us. We all do, you know what I mean? And she goes, well, I can't consider myself that because I feel like it's kind of like a holy title. And I'm like, says who? Who told you you're not good enough? Who told you? Who told you that? Don't. Just don't. Don't let anybody ever tell you that your dreams aren't good enough. Don't let ever tell you that you're not big enough for your dreams. Don't let anybody ever tell you who you are and what you're capable of. Stop doing that right this instant. Because you are amazing and you could do literally every freaking thing that you set your mind to, okay? The world shows favor and rewards the dreamers who bring new ideas into this world. Seriously, it is your time to awaken, arise, and go after those dreams so you can change the world. People aren't going to support you at first, and that's okay. Go find people who will. Go find yourself a new tribe. Seriously, there are people out there that will support you on this journey if you just go and make the connections with them. Stop trying to force the people that are in your life to believe in you. That's just the truth. We spend so much time forcing people to believe in our dreams. Stop. Just go out there and achieve them, and then people can't say anything. Seriously, stop listening to anybody who puts you down. Just stop it. I'm telling you right now that you are loved and you are capable. So please, please make sure that we are not ever letting anybody else put their stamp of disapproval on our dreams. All right, you guys, I don't ever want to see anybody doing that. Your burning desire is the starting point from which you must take off. Dreams are not born of indifference, laziness, or lack of ambition. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Get out there and effing do it. Get out there and do whatever you're supposed to do. I don't care if it sounds hard. I don't care if you're scared. I don't care. Do it. Just get out there and do it. All right? You're not gonna achieve your goals if you're not willing to put in the action. If you're not willing to get in alignment and put in the inspired action. You know what's going to happen? Your dream is just going to come rolling past, and it's going to pass right on by you because you never even got your butt off the couch to get on the bus. Seriously. I'm just being serious with you guys. A lot of us, this book talks about heartbreak. What happens? A lot of people face heartbreak, they face struggles, and they let it become a stepping stone to their success. They allow that struggle to pull out an emotion in them and turn it into something beautiful, something absolutely beautiful. I know that my struggles of childhood abuse are going to be a beautiful testimony of triumph for other people. I know that my struggles with self-worth and self-love are going to manifest itself into a powerful course for other people to find self-love and self-worth. And you know what's going to happen in return from that? I'm going to make money. But guess what? My focus isn't on the money. My focus is on the people. My focus is on the people I'm helping. My focus is on my dreams. My focus is on my desire, and that is to help people. Yes, I want nice things. Yes, I want a nice house. Yes, I want nice things. Yes, of course, everybody does. Who doesn't? But that's not what my focus is on. My focus is on who I'm helping, what I'm doing, how I'm growing, what I'm sharing. That's what your focus needs to be on. If you're going through a struggle, sit down with yourself. If you've gone through a struggle, if you've gone through something really hard, sit down and say, how can I tie this to my purpose? How can I use my struggles to help others? Really, because somebody out there needs your story. And it's often in times that we start telling our story that we find our purpose. You know, I wish that I had the time to honestly sit with so many of you that I've already connected with and really dig deep into what your passions and what your dreams and what your goals are, because I feel like we all have something inside of us that we are meant to give as a gift to this world. And it's when we're able to get very clear on our purpose that we're able to bring these things forward. So, all right, we're just going to keep on moving here. Where are we at? They say here that you have to learn the art of transmuting those strong emotions into dreams of constructive nature. And the other thing that they say here is to let your struggles introduce you to your other self. So who is this other self? This other self inside of you is your true authentic self. It is your true authentic voice. It is the you that the universe put on this earth in perfect measure. And we have to find it. You know, we normally don't, that person normally doesn't rise up in us until we are forced to come face to face with something. And it is in that moment of severe struggle that we are called to dig down and pull out that person. Pull out that person and become the hero in your own story. Allow yourself to transform any of those struggles into the journey to finding your authentic truth. Be your own hero. Be your own warrior. Find the warrior within you and call it to rise up. Rise up. I love it. You know that song, Rise Up? I listen to it every single day. I listen to it every single morning. I listen to it actually every time before I go live because it just fills me with so much. It fills me so much. And it says here that no one is ever defeated until defeat is accepted as reality. So are you willing to accept defeat? That's an honest question for you. Because either you're willing to accept defeat or you're not. Have you drawn that line in the sand? Have you drawn that line in the sand and made your intentions with the universe abundantly clear? That you mean business? You mean absolute 100% business? And that defeat is just not an option. Okay? It is time for us to kindle anew the fire and flame of hope, faith, and courage. Take all of the fear out of the equation and replace it with faith, hope, and courage. And watch how your life is going to literally begin to transform. Your life will begin to transform when you allow your purpose to become your life. And stop pushing other areas. We have to learn what we're meant to do in this world. Because once we learn that, we can move forward. And as we move forward, we will create abundance in every area of our life, including our finances. As I move forward and I create my book and I give my thoughts to the world, I'm going to create millions of dollars. I'm already projecting it out there. I am already projecting that my book will not only change the lives of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people on this planet, but it will create hundreds of thousands of income for millions. I'm going to be a millionaire through my book. And I know that. And I'm never going to accept defeat. I don't care if I write my book and somebody tells me I'm not publishing it. I'm going to say, cool, I'll find somebody else. No worries, no problem. I mean, that's not going to happen anyway because I just know that it's not. But I am not willing to accept defeat. So are you willing to accept defeat? What does that mean to you? What does defeat mean? I mean, really, what does that mean to you? I want you to be honest. Are you okay with failure? Are you okay with giving up? Does it sit well with your soul? I'm being so honest with you guys right now because we've all let ourselves be defeated. And we've all become a victim to failure. But it's our time to rise up, recommit to our goals, recommit to our dreams, recommit to our passions, and start calling forth into existence the things that we truly, truly desire. There's also something else here that I don't agree with. It says that there's no call for hard labor and no call for sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice some shit. Okay? You're going to have to sacrifice binge watching TV. You're going to have to sacrifice your negative beliefs. You're going to have to sacrifice your bad habits. So there are some things that you're going to have to sacrifice and let go of in order to manifest these desires into your life. Because until you're able to do that, you're quite frankly not the person that your dreams need you to be. And that goes back to what I said before in this beginning of the video. If the universe gave you everything that you wanted right now, would you be able to handle it? If the universe gave me my farm tomorrow, I would not know how to handle it. I do not have things in place. The universe is literally waiting for you to get into alignment. And that takes action. It takes sacrifice of something at some point. So that is something that I don't agree with that right there, to be honest with you. And then the next thing that I really love, this is, I was going to say the page number, but I just realized we all have different books probably. Whew. And it says here that this changed world requires practical dreamers who can and will put their dreams into action. The practical dreamers have always been and will always be the pattern makers of civilization. The real leaders of the world always have been men who harnessed and put into practical use the intangible, unseen forces of unborn opportunity and converted those forces into reality. To win big in this changed world, you must catch the spirit of the great pioneers who have dreams, have given life to the civilization. Are you a pioneer? Are you building something? Are you bringing life into this world? Are you bringing forth new ideas? Are you? That's what this world needs right now, and that's what the universe is going to reward. The universe is going to reward the people who go out there without thinking of the fear, because it's there. It's there. The fear is always there, but they are choosing not to acknowledge it. And no matter what, they are going out there and they are following their dreams because they believe so much in them. That's who the universe is going to reward. So you need to decide right now, who are you going to be? Are you going to be the person who goes forward after your dreams no matter what? Or are you going to be the person who, when something arises that scares you, you're just going to step back and hide? You're going to hide until it passes. Because guess what? I'm going to tell you, it's going to come back. The universe is going to keep bringing you that thing that scares you until you're ready to face it. So start facing it. Start facing it right now. Alrighty? If the thing you do is right and you believe in it, go ahead and do it. Put your dreams across and never mind what they say if you meet with temporary defeat, for they perhaps do not know that every failure brings with it the seed of equivalent success. Guys, we hear that all the time. We've been hearing that our whole lives. Failure leads to success as long as you don't accept failure and defeat as your reality. Get clear on what your reality is. Redefine your story. If you need to redefine your story, I can give you guys an exercise to do that. We can do a pop-up course on redefining your story, on taking a personal inventory on where you're at right now and where you want to go. Define your story, okay? And then get rid of the shit that you don't have to carry. And then start projecting out into the universe the person that you want to become. The world has become accustomed to new discoveries. Nay, it has shown a willingness to reward the dreamer who gives the world a new idea. So, guys, the world's always looking for new ideas. It's always looking for dreamers, okay? It loves it. It loves it when we're able to call forth this new energy. Whew. Okay. It says, strange and varied are the ways of life, and stranger still are the ways of the infinite intelligence, through which men are sometimes forced to undergo all sorts of punishment before discovering their own brains and their own capacity to create useful ideas through imagination. So what does that mean, guys? That means that the universe is going to put us through some shit. That's just the truth. The universe is going to put us through some stuff. Nobody knows why. I think it puts us through it for growth, personally. But that's how it happens. The universe is going to put us through some stuff. And if we are able to harness our energy properly through those struggles, the universe is going to give us a gift. It's going to give us a gift that we can share with other people. And it's going to give us a gift that we can stay planted in our hearts to know that we can overcome. We can overcome anything that we absolutely set our minds to. Like I said, no one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as their reality. As the reality, guys. And it says in here, which I said before, there's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for anything until he believes he can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. Open mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, or belief. Listen, this is a bottle, right? It's a bottle. It's closed. Can anything get in? No. Can anything get out? No. Nothing can get in. Nothing can get out. I can't take this and shove this in there, right? It's closed. It's completely closed. Are you closed? Are you energetically closed? You know, I love chakra work. I love doing chakra meditations. I love that type of thing because I do fully 100% believe, and it's also been scientifically proven, that we have different energy spaces throughout our body, and they align with the chakras in our body, and we need to open them. We can't have them closed. If something closed, energy can't flow in, energy can't flow out. What do we have to do? We have to open it. Now what can happen? Now look. Comes in, comes out. All I did was open it. That's all I did. Now I closed it again. How many of us do that? Are you open? Are you actually living in a space of open consciousness where you are able to give and receive from the universe? Or are you closed off because of fear, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs? We need to learn to get into a space where we can open our minds, our hearts, and our souls, our entire being. I like to do this through certain meditation visualizations. So what I will do is I will actually, so what I like to do is I like to get myself into this space by, first of all, you have to get yourself into a nice place, light some sage, some essential oils, do whatever you have to do, play some music. And I like to envision this beautiful light that comes like an orb. And it literally flows out from the top of my head. And it's connected, but it comes out like a light. And it encompasses me. It fully engulfs me on all sides and around. So it's almost like I am just sitting in this clear, beautiful, vibrant light. And then depending on what type of chakra work I'm trying to do, I will envision that. When I'm working on my heart chakra, I will envision within that white space of safety. And whenever I get into this space, I always thank the universe for bringing me here. I let them know that I am protected. I let them know that I am being guided. And I thank them and I tell them that I am here and I am open to receive only heart-centered truth. And as I'm sitting in that space and I'm aligning with my chakra, especially for my heart chakra, I envision almost like the middle of like a red rose. You know how that looks, the middle of a rose, if you looked at it just from like the front there with all the layers. I almost imagine this beautiful red image that looks like that. And as I'm working on my heart chakra, I allow myself to walk into that red that red, beautiful, vibrant image. And it's in that space that I will do the work to open up that energy portal within my heart. So we do have energy portals within our body, and they need to be open for us to have a good flow of give and receive. So if you're feeling like maybe there's something out of alignment, or maybe you have something blocked in one of those energy portals, I really implore you to look into these types of chakra healings, look into this type of soul work, because I can almost guarantee you that you have some physical trauma or some psychological trauma or some type of pain that has stored itself in one of these energy centers, and it is greatly affecting you on a daily basis, and it's also affecting your manifestation. We need to realize that we are open individuals that are called to be constantly connected to the universe in this beautiful exchange of energy that just flows naturally. And when we have these blockages within our body, within our soul, it's very hard for the universe to flow through us and from us. So I want to tell you, if you've never done chakra work, reach out. Post it in the group. I can definitely I'm not 100% the teacher to go to on chakra work, but I have a beautiful lady who is, and if it's something that you guys are really interested in learning, I'll invite her into the group. I'll ask her if she would like to do a pop-up teaching for you guys, because I do think that it's something really important that we focus on within ourselves. Whew, all right, we are almost done here, guys. I know this is pretty long, but we have a lot to cover and we have a lot to do. So I'm just excited. And if you can't watch the whole thing, come back later. I'm not offended by any means at all. The next story that we hear about in this book is the child that was born with no ears. And every time I read this book, this story just makes me cry like a little freaking baby. And, this story really teaches us to have faith. We need only obey. There is guidance for each. Oh, actually, I want to tell you this hi, baby. So before I get into this story about the beautiful little boy who was born with no ears but was still able to hear and speak, there's something that they say here in this book. And, a lot of things in this book aren't called for what they are in real life. So it says, the whole course of things goes to teach us faith. We need not obey. There is guidance for each of us, and by lowly listening, we shall hear the right word. Guys, that's spirits. Spirits are real. Entities are real. Guides are real. And we have the psychic ability naturally within us to connect to these energetic forces and beings. But we have to work on that. We have to get ourselves into a space where we can actually hear that and it resonates with us. And we can, like I said, I have gotten myself to a space where I can audibly hear my guides speaking to me and telling me the messages that I need to know. That's available for each and every one of you. It really is. And, your intuition speaks to you through your guides, that feeling that you get. Lean into it. Lean into it. Tell the universe that you expect more of it. Tell the universe that you want more of that, because it's real. That voice is real and it's available to you 24/7. Literally 24/7. I was talking to my friend the other day, and I helped her go through finding her spirit guide. And once we found who her spirit guide was and we looked them up, it was amazing, because her spirit guide, we realized, is directly connected to her purpose and her journey. And she just found her purpose and her journey last week. And through us, we've been talking and facilitating this amazing growth within her soul. And it's so awesome to see that once she allowed herself to step into her purpose, she unlocked certain abilities within her psychic powers. And she was able to call forth her guides to talk to her. So if you're sitting on this live and you're wondering, well, why can't I get myself into meditation? I do all these things. Why can't I hear this audible voice? Why can't I do this? Why don't I know who my guides are? Maybe there's something else that you need to do. They're waiting for you. They're there. you just have to figure out how to connect with them. And I can give you guys some techniques, and I can give you guys some things that you can do to really get into a space and connect with your guides. It took me, I had to use EFT, I had to use tapping, I used a pendulum for a little while. I had to use certain things to learn how to be in that energy, number one. And then I also had to do certain things for a very long time to almost prove to myself that I was indeed in that energy. Like, I remember for like the first couple months, I would literally get my pendulum out and I would ask it questions and be like, okay, is my guide really with me? Okay, is my guide's name Michael? Okay. And like, I don't have to do that anymore. Like, it's just so silly, but like, I needed that extra confirmation from the universe. So it's out there for you. That energy is out there for you to harness and to bring forth into reality. It's there to guide you. Your guide wants to guide you. I mean, I talk to my guide, Michael, as if he was next to me half the day. Literally, there'll be times where I'll just be like, oh my God, Michael, I don't even know what to do. Like, I just need you to help me or something. And then like a couple hours later, something will happen and I'll literally laugh. And I'll be like, ha, thanks, Michael. Thank you so much. Like, good job. Good call. Kudos to you on that one. I needed that. Like, they're our friends. They're there for us all the time. And I encourage you to manifest a real life friendship with them, because it's available to you. And some of you probably think I'm crazy right now, but that's okay. You're just not to that level of awareness yet. But we'll get you there. We will get you there. I think this story about the child who was born with no ears really shows us that our only limitations are the ones that we tend to set up in our mind. Hold on one second. Yeah, what do you want to say, baby?
I forgot.
Okay, it's okay. And it says that desire backed by faith knows no such thing, no such word as impossible. So if you are being true to your soul's purpose, and you're staying, you can hold on now, and you can stay aligned with your purpose and your passion, and you stay in inspired action, then there's no such word as impossible. Absolutely, there's no such word as impossible if you are staying in alignment with the things that you need to call forth your desires. That's just the way that it works. That's the way that the universe works. And it's a beautiful thing. And you don't have to know anything more than that. Stay in alignment, take inspired action, and the universe will bring you what you need. It's the getting into alignment and the raising our frequency and the actually taking the action that we need to work on. We don't need to work on the how it's going to happen. We literally need to work on us. That's it. The universe isn't calling you to work out all of the details. It's calling you to work on you and how you're going to contribute to society as a whole. And then it's going to bring you exactly what you want. It's going to literally bring you every single thing that you want in this life. You know, this child's father, he absolutely refused to accept this diagnosis. And he filled his child with the burning desire to hear. His desire, backed by his faith and his action, knew no word as impossible. And because of that, his son grew up knowing no word as impossible. And because of that, his son was able to hear. His son was not only able to hear, but the universe was able to put him in a position where now they have helped hundreds of thousands of people all over the world to hear. I mean, what an amazing freaking testimony is that? He took something that some people would have looked at as a disability and struggled with and been a victim with their entire lives. And he turned it into a beautiful purpose for his soul's mission. You know, hope can come from the most unexpected stories. And I believe that this story tells us that it can come from the most unexpected places. All you have to do is believe. If you can have enough fortitude within your soul to stay consistent in your belief, your dreams will happen. I promise you that they will happen. We cannot allow the laws of nature or what is perceived as reality, to be accepted as our reality. Okay, so what does that mean? Just because something says it can't be done, just because somebody says it can't be done, doesn't mean that it can't be done. You have a boy right here who was born with no ears, who's able to hear. He's able to speak. He's able to help hundreds of thousands of people around the world because his Father refused to accept what nature gave to them as reality. We have the capability within us to literally form our reality. You have the capability within you to accept or reject any thought that comes into your head. Start being mindful of that. Please. And the other thing I love about this story is that it tells you that our handicaps can be converted into stepping stones to which our worthy goals are achieved, unless they are accepted as obstacles or excuses. You have the choice what you're going to accept. The struggle that you're going through right now, the struggle that you're going through, the trial that you're having, is it an obstacle? Yes, it is an obstacle. Is it an excuse? Absolutely freaking not. Absolutely not. I had every excuse today to not get on this live. I literally had every excuse. I have been sick to my stomach all day long. I can barely get off my couch. I had somebody who used to be an amazing friend of mine and a teammate do something terribly spiteful to me today. And it hurt. And it hurt so bad. And it brought up all of my old wounds. It brought up my old wounds of betrayal, of abandonment, of not feeling worthy, of, I thought, how could somebody do this? Like, how could somebody that I poured so much love into do something so hurtful? And it brought me to a dark place for a little bit today. I'm doing this live right now in my house and everybody's freaking home. I just told you yesterday that I hate doing that. But I had every excuse to not do this live today because of all of my obstacles. But I said, no, I made a commitment to my dreams. I made a commitment to my desires. I made a commitment to my growth. And no matter what, I am going to see that through. And I am going to believe and have faith that no matter how terrible I feel, when I get on that live, the people that are going to see it are going to be inspired. And I'm going to say the right message for those who need to hear it. And I got out there before this live and I sat there in the beautiful sound of the rain and the moonlight, and I just talked to my guides and I talked to the universe. And I thanked them for this opportunity, and I thanked them for this blessing, and I thanked them for who I'm going to inspire. And not once did I talk to them about my stomach issues. Not once did when I was out there talking to the universe before this live, did I talk about my stomach. Because I know that is just an excuse. I know that is something that's going to pass. And I know that it has nothing to do with me going forward in my dreams. So I wasn't going to waste my energy thinking about that. There are so many obstacles in your way right now. But you have to be determined to get past them. You have to be determined to push through and rise absolutely no matter what, and convert those obstacles and those handicaps and those trials into your stepping stones for success. Because I promise you, there's going to be a time when you look back and you realize everything that you've overcome has been a part of your success. And everything that listen to me, if I wasn't abused as a child, I wouldn't be able to bring you my message that I have. I wouldn't be able to help as many children as I'm going to. If I didn't go through all of my trauma in my early years, I would not have a heart for people who are going through that trauma. Because of that, because I now understand my purpose and I understand my desires and I understand my dream, I can look back at all of those horrible things I went through and say, it's okay that I did. Because they have made me stronger. They have made me just a different individual than I would have been if that didn't happen to me. And because those things happened to me, I now have it in my heart to do this amazing thing for the children of this world. So I will never look at the things that happened to me in my childhood as something that shouldn't have happened, to be honest with you. Like, yes, would my life have been easier if it didn't happen? Of course. Whose life wouldn't be easier if they weren't abused? But if I wasn't, then I wouldn't have this message to share with you. So it's okay. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling through, it's okay. And it's going to pass. And when it does, it's up to you to determine how you're going to let that affect your future. You know, I struggled with depression my entire life. I tried to commit suicide at 16. I was hospitalized in a mental institution. Like, that's a freaking obstacle and a half to overcome. And I've overcome it. And I look back on those parts of my journey and I'm grateful for them. I don't look back on them and feel grief and guilt and shame. I look back, I can stand on this live and say I was in a mental institution for trying to commit suicide. I had an abortion and it fucked me up for a really long time. I was abused as a child and it really affected my life. But I will never look back at those things with like any bad feelings towards myself. Because I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned. I'm grateful for the strength that I've built. I'm grateful for all of those things. I'm grateful that because I almost ended up in a juvenile home because my parents didn't care enough to keep me. I'm grateful that now I have a heart to go into the youth shelters and spend my time with these children. And you know what's the amazing thing? When I go in there, they actually freaking listen to me. Do you know why they listen to me? Because I've been where they are. I've been where they are and I can get down on the floor with them and I can say, hey girl, I have been here. I have been here. I have dealt with this trauma. I have dealt with these thoughts. I have dealt with this depression. And I'm here to tell you that I have freaking been in the mud and I have pulled myself out and I'm now coming down here into this mud again to pull you out. Learn to be grateful for your journey. It doesn't define you. Your story does not have to define you, but at some point you have to be grateful for the journey that it's taken you on. You have to. And when you do that, you will start to learn what your purpose is. You will start to learn where your heart is. You will start to learn what the universe is calling you to put your energy into. Listen to the universe. It's going to give you the steps you need to take to achieve your desires. I promise you that. Let the universe be the bridge builder. All you have to do is have desire backed by enduring faith and inspired action. Harness the power of your desire through rituals, through manifestation, through affirmations, through journaling, through exercising. We have this Holy Spirit, universal, intuitive energy living inside of our souls. Every single one of you in here has that. The only thing you may be missing is how to call it forward, how to bring it forth into the physical realm. Okay? We live in a 3D world, but our souls live in a 5D atmosphere, in a 5D world. Okay? If you don't know about that, we can talk about that a little bit later. That's a whole nother topic, okay? But all you have to do is know without a shadow of a doubt where you're going. Know without a shadow of a doubt what message of inspiration and hope you're bringing into this world. Know where you are right now. You have to know where you are. You have to be honest with yourself about where you are. Know where you're going. And allow the universe to work its magic in between. You don't have to build the bridge. The universe will build the bridge for you, but it will do it step by step. It's not going to give you the whole bridge at once either. It's going to do it step by step. And as we go up a step, it's going to give us another step and another step and another step. And then guess what? Before you know it, you freaking achieved your dreams and you have everything that you ever wanted in this world. All because you believed in yourself enough and you trusted in the universe with an unwavering faith to go after the things that you desire. I also, back to this, I want to put in a little parent thing here because there's something in this book that it's only 2 sentences. It's 2 sentences and you might have missed it. But if you have a child, it's so important, okay? So it says here, after the child decided, the child who was born with no ears decided to go out and get a paper route, he hid it from his mother. And then he came home and his mother found out that he had done this paper route and he had gotten his own money. And this is, please stop doing that. This is what the book says. His mother saw in his first business venture a little deaf boy who had gone out in the streets and risked his life to earn money. What I saw was a brave, ambitious, self-reliant little businessman whose stock in himself has been increased 100%. Anybody else catch that?
I did, and it was unbelievable.
So, basically, it's all about your perspective. They were looking at the same child, but they both had a different perspective on the situation. So maybe you need to shift your perspective, okay? But what I want to talk about right now, what I want to take a minute to talk about is your children. What are you doing to your children? Are you breathing life over them? Are you teaching them to inspire, to chase their dreams, to go after what their soul is calling them to do? Or are you teaching them to play it safe, to be fearful, to question things? Are you breathing life over them or are you breathing death? Because that's the truth. You're either breathing life into somebody or you're breathing death into somebody. In the Bible, it tells us that our words have power and our words have power over others. We should never speak ill of another person. You know, and it's true. It's so true. Your words have so much power for you, but they also have so much power for other people. And how you see other people is so important because it's very important that we're mindful of what we are projecting onto others. Are we projecting our fears onto others or are we projecting our hope? What are you projecting onto your children? I really want you to ask yourself this. What are you projecting onto your children? What is your perspective and how can you change it if it's not going in the right direction? 2 parents looking at the same child had totally different perspectives on the situation. And how do you think those perspectives affected that child? Now, what if he had 2 parents who had the mother's perspective? He would never, ever have accomplished half of the things that he did. That's just the way it is. But thankfully, he had a parent who decided, who made the commitment, who made the unwavering decision of faith to breathe life over him, no matter what the natural circumstances were. He was able to shift his belief and shift his perspective outside of the physical realm. And in doing so, he was able to manifest and call forth the desires for his child that he wanted, that he so heavily ingrained into his mind, regardless of the mother's influence. I think that's important to note here as well. You know, and it's important, maybe you're a child who your parents didn't influence you very well. Maybe you're a child who your parents didn't tell you to follow your dreams. They didn't believe in you. They didn't teach you to not put a cap on your potential. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to live that story. That's their perspective. You are allowed to shift your perspective, shift your paradigm, shift. Seriously, you guys, we have so much power that is available within us. Start to shift your perspective and focus on finding that power and calling it forth. We are at the end of chapter 1 now. We are at the end. And the cool thing I want to tell you is chapter 1, the last paragraph, is my favorite. And I wish that they would call it for what it is. So it says, through some strange and powerful principle of mental chemistry, which she has never divulged, nature wraps up Nature wraps up in the impulse of strong desire that something which recognizes no such word as impossible and accepts no such reality as defeat. So through some strange and powerful principle of mental chemistry, that's manifestation. That's what it is. They should have put that through manifestation. They should have just put that. They could have saved themselves a lot of words in this sentence here. Call it for what it is, okay? The powerful mental chemistry, that universal energy that we have within us, is our power to manifest things into this world. Use it wisely. Use it wisely. You can manifest both poverty and abundance. You can manifest both health and sickness, which is why I don't speak too much about my stomach issues unless they're actually bothering me, because I refuse to acknowledge them. I refuse. Some people, and I'm gonna get close for this one. Stop identifying with your sickness. Stop it right now. That's not an excuse. And as long as you continue to allow yourself to identify with your sickness instead of your healing, you are going to continue to stay sick. As long as you allow your soul to identify with your failure instead of your achievements, you're going to keep failing. As long as you allow your soul to acknowledge your poverty over your abundance, you're going to keep getting poverty. Okay? Let's be really, really, really clear with what we are manifesting, what we are thinking. Our thoughts become things. Our words are magic spells. Facts. Facts. Your words are magic spells. But they all start in our mind. So we need to protect our mind. We need to think good things over ourselves. Speak positivity over yourself. That's where affirmations come in. That's where mantras come in. And I'm telling you, I'm going to say it, and I'll say it 1,000 times. When you're doing an affirmation, you have to feel it. You have to physically feel that energy welling up inside of your body. It's not enough to sit. And I'll be honest with you, I never stand in front of a mirror and do my affirmations. I don't. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. I think the only time that you really need to stand in front of a mirror and do an affirmation is when you're doing self-love work. Other than that, you can do your affirmations wherever, whenever, while you're dancing in the kitchen, while you're vacuuming. Do your affirmations over and over and over and over and over again. Speak life into yourself over and over and over and over again. I tell myself multiple times a day, I am writing this book. I am going to be a millionaire from this book. I am creating my foundation. I am having my farm. I am doing all these things. I am an amazing, powerful, soulful human being, and I am attracting everybody into my life at just the right time that it is needed. As you start to feel this energy inside of you, you will find yourself saying things that you didn't even know were inside of you. I promise you that. But if you are somebody who's just going to sit there and be like, I am a millionaire. I am writing my book. I am inspiring the world. I am manifesting everything to me right now. The universe is like, what the frick is that, girl? What? What? No. Feel it. Move. Get involved. Be involved. Feel the energy. And as you start to manifest and as you start to say your affirmations, call it out. Call it out and just let the energy flow. Let the energy flow through you and allow yourself to say whatever comes to your mind. You will find that you say the most amazing things. You'll find that you say things that you didn't even know existed in your heart. And if you're somebody who loves journaling, free journaling is amazing. Do some meditation. Get yourself into a really great meditative state, and then once you're out of it, start journaling. Write whatever comes to your mind. Just don't even think. Just keep writing, and then when you're done, look back, and you will be amazed at the things that your soul just scripted out onto paper. Avery, can you give me something? Underneath that pillow, there's a pink journal. Under that, it's underneath that pillow. Let me see. Where is it? Yes.
You showed it to them.
I actually don't think I showed it to them. I showed it to a different group that I was doing. You guys, let me tell you something, okay? I was going through a really hard time in my relationship recently. And like I told you earlier, manifesting your soulmate isn't all peaches and cream. It's not all roses and daisies and rainbows. It's a lot of hard work. And, he has to grow and I have to grow, and we both have things that we have to overcome. And sometimes we did separate because it was really hard. And, during one of those times, I found myself really questioning everything that I deserve and everything that I'm worthy of as far as a partner. And I did this in May. It's May 5th. I have it here. And I started writing down things, and I started with like one or two things that I actually thought of. And then I just started going. And I mean, I have a whole page. I have an entire page here of everything that I deserve from another human being in a relationship. And at the top of the page, I wrote, I am worthy of this and so much more, because the truth is you're worthy of so much more than you can even imagine. And the universe has so much in store for you, but you have to start doing the things to get yourself into alignment. You have to realize what your purpose is on this planet. You have to. You really have to get very clear with your purpose. Not just your goals, not just your desires, but your purpose. Because as we step into our authentic truth and as we step into our purpose, the universe is going to bring us the things that we desire because they are in alignment. My beautiful house and my beautiful farm is in complete alignment with the visions that the universe has given me beforehand. It's so crazy how the universe will start to tie this beautiful picture together for you. But you have to step out in faith. You have to be committed to stay in alignment, and you have to be determined to follow through with inspired action. And you have to burn any bridges, okay, that are behind you. I love the story of the warrior who they sailed to a war, and then they burned all the boats. And he told his men, we have no choice but to win or die. We cannot leave. They literally burned those boats so that they had no other choice. There are some bridges in your life that you're going to have to burn before you can move forward. You're going to have to burn them to the ground. Okay? Identify them. Know what they are. And let's get over them, so that they never come back to haunt you again. All right. I think that I have covered everything that I wanted to cover.
Can I do mine now?
She's going to talk for just 1 minute before I do my closing. I just want to make sure that I covered everything that I want to cover. Ave, you only got like 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
She came over here with like a whole bunch of stuff. We'll do this. She's got her own YouTube channel, so we put together your YouTube videos, girlfriend, and we'll get them up there. You can be on here for as long as you want with your own videos. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so first, this is my doll. She can like meditate once you push her like necklace.
You can push it.
How are you feeling?
It's our meditating Barbie.
Use your voice with me.
Every time I accidentally do it, I put her under a blanket, pillow.
All right, go ahead on to your next thing.
Then here's her little puppy that you can actually put like something on.
Okay.
Then these are my crystals.
Oh, another really cool thing. So like I said, my daughter is the master manifester over here. She finds these rocks constantly. You know these rocks that people, they paint and they leave them places? And they're like little inspirational things?
Thank you, whoever said that.
She's finding these all the time. The universe is
all the time.
The universe is constantly giving her the most beautiful, beautiful little blessings. And I couldn't be more grateful. I really couldn't. And then this is a book that she absolutely loves, and it's The World Needs Your Voice. If you have children, I highly recommend this book. I so recommend this book.
And I like the book Unicorn Wishes, I Am Love, and I Can Do Hard Things.
That's right. You are love and you can do hard things. Right.
So this is my favorite part. It's a girl on like a mountain, and
In the full moon, under the stars. So, of course, this is like one of our favorite things, right?
and it says, if you are grateful for being alive, quietly say something to the stars and the universe.
I agree, but I don't think we should say it quietly. I think we need to shout it from the rooftops. I think that we need to get out there and vocalize our gratitude. All right, move over, kiddo.
Okay,
Move over, kiddo.
I will.
No, like move over.
No, I'm gonna collect my stuff.
If you have kids, you know how this
I'll
goes.
collect my stuff.
All right, let me
I
move.
need, I need to get my little crystal.
Okay. She loves her crystals, this girlfriend. This little girl loves her crystals. She loves her sage. She loves her oils. She's so funny. She comes out.
I actually have one of those things that you pour oil into
diffuser.
in my room. A diffuser in my room.
Yep, we have salt lamps everywhere, crystals everywhere. Sage is always burning. Essential oils are always burning. It's how we do over here in this house. So I really hope that, you guys enjoyed this chapter on desire, because I think that it's really important that we know what our definitive desire is. What is our definite purpose in this world? Because we need to be able to claim that at some point in our journey, because it's going to be a key pivotal point for you in your growth. So if you've already found your purpose, if you already know what your purpose in this world is, and the message you're supposed to call forth, and the things you're supposed to do to help to heal this planet, I would like you to share that below, because I want to help to foster that passion within you. I want to help give you the connections and resources that I might have available to help you grow in that passion, to bring that to fruition. I'm choking. And if you don't know what your passion is, hold on.
You need a massage.
Oh, you can give me a massage after. I would totally take a massage. You want to give me one now?
Yes.
All right, go for it. All right, so, we need to know what this is. And if you don't know what your purpose is, comment below. Comment below that you need to find your purpose. And if we have enough people in this group who are having trouble really narrowing down what their purpose is, we can do a pop-up course on that, because I think it's so important that you know what your gifts are. You know what you're here to do in this world, so that you can step into that authentic voice and share that with the people around you, because it will help everybody to grow. I think that they gave us some really great steps and she really has some strong hands, and some really good things that we can do.
I can lift up a couch and a coffee table.
Yes, you can. So I am going to be putting those 6 steps below somewhere I'll put it right in the actual post itself. I'll put those 6 steps in. And I really want you to take the time over the next 2 days to really sit down and map out your desires, map out your goals, map out your plans, take a self-inventory. I'm going to give you the Creating Clarity worksheet for you guys to work on. You can use this to create your goals, create your dreams, create your passions, create your purpose. You can use this for everything that you can possibly think of where you need clarity in your life. Then I'm also going to give you the Creating Financial Clarity. It's I'm only giving step 1 away, but that is so much for you guys to get started here. And I want you to be honest with yourself when you're doing this. Be realistic. Be realistic, but only a little bit. Okay? Only a little bit. All right? And then the other thing... She's really giving me a hard massage over here. The other thing I'm going to give you is a PDF copy of a statement of desire that I want you to fill out and put somewhere that you're going to see it multiple times a day. I would even encourage you to take your statement of desire and kind of short format it onto an index card or something, laminate it, and keep it in your pocket. Keep it in your wallet. Keep it somewhere so that any time throughout the day, when you get any fear, negativity, anything that starts to creep in, you can take out that card. You can take out that beautiful card that you wrote down your dreams on, and you can say, no, this energy that I'm feeling is not aligned with my heart-centered truth, but this is. My goals and my dreams and my aspirations are aligned with who I really am, not my fears. Guys, fear is going to creep in. Be prepared to handle it. Have your tools ready at all times. Have your tools available to you on a whim's notice until you're strong enough mentally that you don't need to carry around a piece of paper. Do you have I want to show you guys something else. Are they in here? Yes. Okay. So inside my tarot card box, I used to carry them around with me everywhere until I got over myself and my ego, and I stopped letting my negative thoughts affect me. Now I keep them someplace very special. I keep them in my tarot card, and I keep it in there. So what I do is I will actually write down, and I keep all of them. Actually, it's really funny. I keep every note that I write to the universe. This one is one that I actually wrote back in October 2019. This is just the one that I happen to pull out of my box right now. There's a whole bunch more, but they're over there with my crystals. So this one says, thank you, universe, for the $1,200 that I will unexpectedly receive within the next 24 hours. I release the how it happens and have complete and absolute faith in the entire process.
Where is it?
May this or something better come my way. And it is so. It is so. And I'm going to tell you something really crazy. So I actually wrote this in October of 2019. And I had asked the universe to send me $1,200. And at that time, I was only solely working for myself. I didn't have another additional source of income besides my network marketing business. And I had somebody call me up and offer me a work from home job that was going to pay me that exact amount of money weekly. And it was like, whoa, whoa. Now, mind you, the universe brought me that job to teach me a lesson, and I learned a great and valuable lesson through it. But I also was able to manifest a $20,000 settlement from them and not have to go through a very ridiculous lawsuit. So the universe, when I wrote this back in October of 2019, the universe brought this to me tenfold. Because I worked at that job from home from October to February. So I easily made over $1,200. I was making that in like a week there. You know what I mean? But I had to learn a lesson. And it wasn't meant for me to be someplace to stay. I was only meant to be there while I learned my lesson. And I learned my lesson. And it's really great because you're going to meet my friend Rosie Victoria, and she's a psychic business coach. And she's the one that told me that this job that I was doing from home for this construction company was going to come to an end once I learned my lesson. But that I would get an abundance of money out of it. And she was 100% right, because in January, something happened, and my daughter's here, so I can't say it, but my boss tried to do something that you should never do with, anybody that doesn't want to do it.
Actually, you can say it because I'm going to be...
It's okay. I think they pretty much get what I mean. So my boss tried to do something, and obviously I said no, and then they let me go. And it was pretty interesting because I was like, wow, what the F am I learning? What am I supposed to be learning? But it was me learning to stand up for myself. It was me learning to not let people push me around. It was me learning my value and my worth as a woman and my strength as a woman, because like I said, I am a trauma survivor in that area. So for me, as somebody who's gone through something like that, to be put in that situation and be able to overcome it was so empowering. It was so empowering for me. And I needed the universe to bring me to that place so I can begin my healing and my growth. And after that happened, I was faced with a lot. I was faced with a lot of things. They didn't want to give me any type of severance pay or any type of anything. And I was looking at going down the lawsuit route, but because I didn't have any actual physical proof or evidence, it was probably not going to happen. Like, it was probably not going to happen. I went to see a lawyer and they were literally like, no, I don't think you're really going to get anything because there's no evidence and it's he said, she said. And I'm like, okay. And the universe told me you're going to get $20,000. And at first I was thinking, like, I'll ask for, like, just like 2 weeks pay. I'll ask for like $5,000 or something, just so I could, like, feel a little bit more better. And the universe was like, no, like, you're going to ask for $20,000. Actually it said you're going to get $20,000. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know how that's happening, universe, but I would so love for that to happen. And let me tell you, I stayed true to myself. And I stood firm in my faith in the universe. And when the time came where I had to stand up and negotiate what I demanded, I didn't even have to give them the amount. Do you know, I was on the phone and the guy was like, listen, Brianne, like, what would this make to go away? Give me a number, like 25,000. Would that be a number to make it go away? And I was like, what? What'd you just say? I was like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah, like, does that sound like a decent number? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. I guess that sounds decent. And of course, he went back to the owner, and the owner put up a shit fit about it, and they settled on $20,000. But I wrote this. I wrote this down. Write it down. Commit it to paper. Commit it to paper and keep it with you. When I went through this, I would literally fold it up. It's in my bra, right next to my heart. That's where it was, and that's where it stayed, with a crystal or two. Keep your dreams close to your heart. Write them down. Have them somewhere that when you start to falter in your faith, you can pull them out and you can remember why you are on this journey in the first place. And I'm also going to give you guys a little money. That reminded me, I'll give you guys a little money manifesting game that we could do. Maybe I'll do a little pop-up live tomorrow, and I'll just do the money manifesting game for you guys. But so yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed tonight's live. I know that this went way long. Please come back to it whenever you can. I just want to make sure that I cover as much as I can, as well as give you as many resources as I can. And tomorrow, I believe, tomorrow's not a live day, but like I said, I still plan on doing some things for you guys. And then the next chapter we're going to work on is the chapter on faith. And faith is really huge. Because if you don't have faith, if you don't have belief, then you're not going to succeed. You have to have the faith in yourself and in the universe. Something I want you to think about going into the next study session that we're going to do is, do you trust the universe? Or are you trying to micromanage your growth? Are you allowing the universe to lead you? Or are you kind of being dragged? Really, be honest with yourself. Do you trust the universe? And if the answer is no, that's okay. Because I didn't trust the universe for a really long time, even when I started this journey. I remember when I used to go to church all the time, I used to be very involved in my church. I would go every Sunday. I would go to women's group once or twice a week. I would go to the pastor's house with his wife for luncheons. Like, I was very, very, very involved. Very involved. Faith is important. You have to have faith. I don't care where you're getting it from. Oh, you guys are so amazing. I really, I don't read the comments too often while I'm live because, as you can tell by now, I get very easily distracted and I lose my focus. But I love reading your lives, and I do still plan on getting back to every single one of your comments. Today was just not a good day for me, and, I apologize for that. But I thank you guys, too, for being so wonderful and being so understanding. And I am just so grateful and blessed for each and every one of you. so grateful and blessed. I love you so, so much. I think that you are all amazing, freaking totally capable individuals. You're totally capable of achieving everything that you need in your life. You really are. And I hope that you start believing in yourself. I hope that as you go through these exercises and as you start to map out your desires, that you don't ever doubt your capability. You may not have the skills you need, but we can obtain skills. We can acquire skills. You can work on getting better at a skill. Okay? But whatever you need energetically, emotionally, it's inside of you right now. All you have to do is learn to harness that power and call it forward. Don't let your desires scare you. Don't be afraid to dream as big as possible. Because like I said, no matter what dream you think you have, the universe has something way bigger in store for you. Like I know that by the time my daughter is a teenager, we are going to be traveling the world, hosting live events specifically tailored for moms and children around mindfulness. I already have my events planned. I already know what I want at my event, what activities I want, what entertainment I want, what I want to happen. I know it all. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that there is going to come a time where me and that beautiful little girl of mine hop in an RV and we drive to every single state in the United States to share our message of hope and transformation with people. I just know it. I want you to get yourself into a place where no matter how big your dreams are, they don't scare you enough to stop you from going after them. I want you to get to a place that no matter how big your purpose seems, you know without a shadow of a doubt that you have everything inside of you needed to achieve that goal. Start that today. Start it today and believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. Really believe in your dreams. You have been given them for a reason. I don't care if other people don't believe in them. I don't care if you don't think you can do it. You have been given that dream. So if you are brave enough, if you are truly brave enough, share your dreams with us in this live. Comment below what your dream is. I've shared mine with you, and they're big. They're really big, and some might say they're really crazy. But I also know the more that I share those, the more that I vocally address those dreams, the more the universe is going to acknowledge my faith. You know, it's one thing to keep your dreams in your heart, and I keep certain parts of my dreams very guarded because I don't have them worked out yet and I don't want people's input to influence my decision. But I know what my dreams are. The how to get there I keep a little private. But I know what my dreams are. So start sharing your dreams with people around you, and you'll find that the more you talk about your dreams, the more they're likely to come true. So we're going to wrap this up. I love you guys. I am going to take a little brief break to I'm going to do some stretching, some yoga. I have to get ready for my moon manifesting, which I love to do, and I have to do that. I wanted to be out there about 12 o'clock, so I'm going to go get ready for that. And then I will be posting later on tonight these PDF files and exercises for you to do. I'm going to give you some affirmations and mantras that you can say to help you to call out your soul's purpose and to call out your true definite desires. But I also want to encourage you that make them your own. Make the affirmations your own, because when you say somebody else's words, it's not resonating with your soul. So it's okay to get ideas from other people when it comes to affirmations, but not the same thing when it's actually your soul-centered truth. And I also, some people are going to hate me for this. I don't believe in listening to manifestations while you sleep, to affirmations while you sleep. I think, yes, we need to reprogram our subconscious brain. And yes, on some level, that is helpful. However, when you're sleeping, I would highly recommend putting on some type of music hertz frequency. And I can send you different hertz vibrations for different types of manifesting. I will post that somewhere in the group. When I watch this video, I'll write that down. But at night, I would really recommend you guys listening to those types of things over affirmations. I think that you will get the best results with affirmations when you are doing it from a very awake state of mind. I also think that you will get more out of affirmations when you vocally say them, when you physically and emotionally are able to feel them within your body. So I encourage you that when I post these affirmations and mantras for you guys to do, I encourage you to make them your own. Feel the energy within you. Call that up. Call it forth and call out into the universe everything that you're manifesting during this time. I love you guys. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie, I had to burp. It's so ridiculous, all these different things I have going on from one issue. But I love you guys so much, and I'm so grateful for all of you that are giving me your time, that are taking the time to learn, that are taking the time to communicate in this community. And I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed, and I'm so grateful. And I just want to tell you once again that you are loved, you are amazing, you are worthy, and you can achieve every single thing that you're going to set your mind to over this next 30 days. Here's my other cat. He's my fluffy cat. All right, I love you guys. I'm going to go make some moon magic. It is the full moon in Aquarius tonight. Let's do this. I really want to get out there and dance in the rain, but I don't know if my stomach's going to let me, so I might just sit there in the earth with my crystals around me and meditate in a just quiet, still space and allow myself to be filled with the energy that way. I love you, and I hope that you guys have an amazing day. If I don't go live tomorrow, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.